Welcome to Wawa Sunwire today. We're talking about what Malay netizens think of Zahid's comments on the United Malays National Organization Democratic Action Party conflict and Dr. Akmal's actions. It really feels like in the current Malaysian political landscape, the second a leader seems to put their own position, their own well-being maybe, ahead of the core principles their party says it stands for. Well, the public reaction is almost instant and pretty visceral, actually.
Oh, absolutely. It's like a line gets crossed.
Exactly. And what looked like leadership suddenly starts to feel like, I don't know, a betrayal of trust. We've seen it, haven't we? Where this push for unity in government seems to mean backing down on certain values. And that's just, it's tough for a lot of people to accept.
Yeah, it is.
What do you make of situations like that where, doing what seems politically convenient just clashes head on with what people really believe deep down?
It's such a clear reminder of how fast perceptions can just flip. I mean, think about everyday life, right? If someone promises you one thing, but then their actions suggest something else is more important, it creates this real disconnect. And when that plays out nationally, with leaders making choices that seem to contradict what they said before or what their party supposedly stands for, people feel that really acutely. It definitely makes you question, well, what's really driving these political moves, especially when the backlash is so immediate and so strong.
That's a powerful point. We're curious to hear your thoughts on this, so feel free to share. Okay, so let's unpack the situation that really kicked all this off. It centers on Dr. Akmal Salah. He's the youth chief for the United Malays National Organization.
Right.
And he took a very, very strong stance after that incident in Penang, the one with the Malaysian flag being displayed upside down. That led to protests, of course.
Yes, and things escalated from there pretty quickly. It definitely caught the eye of the Democratic Action Party youth leaders.
Oh.
And they came out calling for their party to actually cut ties with Dr. Akmal. So you instantly had this very public, very visible tension between the two parties.
Right. So enter Zahid Hamidi, the president of the United Malays National Organization. He stepped in and basically urged both sides, the Democratic Action Party youth and Dr. Akmal, to stop the public feuding.
His argument was all about harmony in the unity government, wasn't it?
Pretty much.
Right.
He emphasized that party decisions, the ones made at the top, have to be followed. He actually said, and I'm quoting here, "We have made a decision at the highest leadership level. Do not, for the sake of popularizing an issue or to be seen as most popular, ultimately jeopardize good relations between parties, let alone at the grassroots level."
Wow, pretty direct.
Yeah. And he also warned against any political moves that could, quote, shake the unity of the 18 parties forming the current government. Strong stuff.
And it's worth adding, too, Zahid also made a point of stressing that political actions and legal actions shouldn't be mixed up. They should be separate things.
Okay. And Akmal's response to all this?
Well, it was quite diplomatic, perhaps. He said, "If that is what is said, I have nothing more to say." But then he added something quite significant. He said his love for religion, race, and nation is priceless, which, really set the stage for how the public might interpret everything that followed.
And what a reaction it was. I mean, filtering through the comments from Malay netizens about Zahid's statements.
Yeah.
Wow, there was one theme that just kept coming up again and again.
Let me guess, his own interests.
Exactly. This strong feeling that his words weren't about real leadership, but more about protecting his personal position, maybe fear of losing power, or those ongoing legal issues.
Yeah, that connection was made constantly. So many netizens immediately brought up his legal challenges, the 47 cases people often talk about, right? The corruption and money laundering charges. The comments basically implied his political moves were shaped by that vulnerability. You saw things like afraid of the 47 cases being reopened. Simple as that.
Just straight to the point.
Yeah, or comments like, "If United Malays National Organization leaves the coalition, he'll be left alone. So scared. Cases reopened." It really shows this widespread belief, or at least perception, that his government position is kind of a shield.
So his leadership looks less like leading and more like self-preservation.
That's exactly how it came across in these comments.
Right.
It's not just criticism of his political choice. It's deeper. It's cynicism about his reasons. Protecting himself, not the party's core beliefs.
And that feeds into how they see his relationship with the Democratic Action Party.
Precisely. You saw comments directly questioning his loyalty. Like, if given a choice between United Malays National Organization leader and Democratic Action Party leader, who would Zahid side with?
Oof.
Yeah. And the comment continues. Feels more like Democratic Action Party leader to save the 47 cases. This is dangerous. There's this recurring idea that he's become, quote, a servant of Democratic Action Party.
So the perception is that his hands are tied by his personal situation.
That's the narrative you see over and over. People saying things like, his lifeline is the 47 cases. It shows this real public skepticism, maybe frustration, that leadership isn't firm enough when it comes to defending what they see as core party values or, national sovereignty. They link his perceived legal vulnerability directly to his political decisions.
A real indictment of trust, like you said earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, but then if we flip the coin,
Mm-hmm.
the reaction to Dr. Akmal,
Mm-hmm.
completely different story.
Oh, night and day. Absolutely.
Well,
He's widely portrayed as principled, as someone bravely standing up for the nation. It's almost like a hero narrative among these netizens.
really?
Yeah, the support is just overwhelmingly positive. He's seen as this defender of national principles. You get comments like, continue the struggle, Dr. Akmal. Principled person will not give up. It's very clear.
So they see him embodying what they think UMNO should stand for.
Exactly. Many comments explicitly said that. What Dr. Akmal is doing is for the principle that United Malay's national organization has upheld all this time, defending religion, race, and nation. There's a lot of encouragement, keep going. One person even said, Dr. Akmal, continue the struggle for our homeland. Don't give up, Akmal. Keep going. Zahid is already shaking.
Wow, drawing a direct comparison there. It's clear they value that fighting spirit, that strong stance they expect.
Definitely. Others praised his courage directly. Things like, keep fighting Dato, Dr. Akmal. People like you will make United Malay's national organization respected one day, fighting for the beloved Malaysian nation. And calls for truth. The truth must be upheld.
Any comparisons to other leaders within the party?
Yes, quite stark ones sometimes. Like this comment, Dr. Akmal is the best. Don't be like other United Malay's national organization ministers who are all under the armpit of Democratic Action Party. Become a lackey.
Strong words.
Very. And the solidarity is obvious. Lots of, we support and back YB Dr. Akmal. And interestingly, support came from outside the party, too. Someone wrote, I am not a United Malay's national organization member, but I support Dr. Akmal 100%. I will support a good struggle. So the general feeling is that his actions were vital for protecting national sovereignty, emphasizing that any perceived insult to national symbols, quote, must be handled firmly based on existing law to ensure it does not continue.
So what does all this tell us about what Malay netizens actually expect from their leaders? Especially when national symbols or identity feel challenged. This seems like a real flashpoint.
Well, these comments strongly suggest, I think, a real hunger for leaders who come across as strong, uncompromising, unwavering when it comes to national principles, national symbols, even if that means clashing with political allies in the current government setup.
Principle over unity in their eyes.
It seems that way, yes. They're praising Akmal because they see him doing exactly that, embodying those foundational United Malay's national organization principles, defending religion, race, nation. They expect leaders to be firm, proactive, not hesitant or, conciliatory when those core values seem under threat. It speaks to this deep desire for principled leadership that puts those values first, ahead of what might look like political convenience.
And that kind of leads us to a broader point, doesn't it? This wider sense of disillusionment. A lot of Malay netizens seem really concerned about where United Malay's national organization stands now within the unity government, especially its relationship with the Democratic Action Party.
That's a huge takeaway, definitely.
There's this strong feeling that maybe UMNO is losing its traditional identity, or even its influence.
Yeah, that comes through loud and clear in the comments. It reveals this deep sense of, well, betrayal's maybe a strong word, but certainly a feeling that UMNO has compromised too much. You see comments like, finally, United Malay's national organization also bows to Democratic Action Party, ha ha ha.
Wow, the haha adds a layer.
Right, it's cynical. And then you see things like, Democratic Action Party and United Malay's national organization cannot be trusted. I'd rather support PN Perikatan National Alliance. That suggests potential shifts in actual support based on this perceived compromise.
And the lackey comments again.
Oh, yes. That theme of subservience is strong, repeatedly calling UMNO a lackey or servant of Democratic Action Party.
So the core belief seems to be that UMNO's abandoned its principles just to stay in the alliance.
That's precisely the feeling being expressed. There was one comment that really summed it up, saying, United Malay's national organization's principle is to defend religion, race, and nation. What Dr. Akmal did is for the principle United Malay's national organization has upheld all this time, hold on to this principle. And then it goes on to say, Democratic Action Party needs Malay support, implying UMNO shouldn't be bending over backwards for them.
Right, a strategic point as well as a principled one.
Exactly. And there's real anger or maybe disgust about this perceived loss of dignity. Comments like, so disgusting when dignity cannot be defended, and how humble United Malay's national organization is to Democratic Action Party. How can they defend the nation's sovereignty?
You also mentioned historical betrayal, people bringing up past slogans.
Yes, that came up too. The phrase, no Anwar, no Democratic Action Party was just a slogan to fool the people, appeared, reflecting this deep disappointment with how things turned out compared to past promises. And many feel the party's future looks pretty dim under the current leadership. You know, comments like, it's over for United Malay's national organization as long as Zahid is president, or simply United Malay's national organization under the foot of Democratic Action Party.
So, pulling it all together, what's the overall picture these comments paint of UMNO right now?
Well, collectively, they suggest a party seen by many of these netizens as having lost its strength, its assertiveness, appearing maybe weak, vulnerable. It really highlights this deep concern among a segment of the Malay electorate that UMNO has compromised its core identity, its principles, by aligning with the Democratic Action Party, especially when its leader appears to them to prioritize keeping the coalition stable over defending national or cultural symbols. They feel the party is losing direction, no clear path, and has become, as one comment put it, nothing more than a servant to Democratic Action Party for individuals with personal interests only. You know, the sheer intensity of these online reactions, it really underscores a critical tension we see in politics everywhere, right? This constant push and pull between political unity on one hand and the feeling that foundational principles are being eroded on the other.
Yeah.
It really makes you wonder, can you ever have genuine unity if a big chunk of the public feels their leaders are compromising too much? Or maybe compromising for, well, for the wrong reasons, perhaps reasons that look self-serving?
That's a tough question.
It is. And what does it mean for the future of political alliances here in Malaysia if that trust, once it's broken or perceived to be broken, becomes so incredibly hard to rebuild? It leaves you with a lot to think about.
Remember to like and subscribe for more videos like this.